And hello to America as we link up coast to coast live here in London. Our time is 8:15. We understand we had a bit of a problem with the satellite link up, but we are here live. And I want to say welcome to our tonight's show, your afternoon show. I'm joined by Wimbledon and former Brentford striker Dean Holdsworth, who's here today. Hi, Dean. And tonight over here, we're going to be taking a look at Dean's career, and also we're going to preview England's chances in this summer's Euro 96.
Now, we brought Dean into the studio to appear on what he thinks a live show being broadcast to America. The panel had been told to criticise Dino as much as possible, especially when we all discussed his England chances. In the second half of the show, watch how we manipulate Dino into a situation where he had no choice but to present the programme, and listen to all that abuse he receives from John, the director. We start off by asking Dean about his England chances. For Dean's sake, it's just as well we don't pick the team.
I feel that I'd have to leave Wimbledon to have a real chance of getting in the England squad. The players who are in the frame are doing really well for the top clubs, Liverpool, Newcastle. Look at Robbie Fowler, he's scored 36 or 37 goals this year, and he's doing it week in and week out. And you know, every credit to him for getting there. So I do feel that if I personally left Wimbledon and was in one of the top clubs where you're getting sort of 4 or 5 chances a game and notching every week, then it would be a good chance of getting in. But saying that, I've played with England B under Terry Venables, well, whilst I've been at Wimbledon, so there's every chance as long as I'm scoring goals.
Well, what do you think of the chances? I mean, who in your experience of England play is the pecking order at the moment for centre forwards, if they're all fit, say?
If they're all fit, then you have to look at somebody like Shearer as number one, probably. Sheringham has got to be in there, and Robbie Fowler now has come through. I think it's a bit of an unfair question to ask Dean, actually, because as he says, he does play, you know, for the Americans watching the show out there, he plays for a team called Wimbledon, who are probably in the bottom third of the English Premiership. So it's an unfair question to ask Dean. I mean, a couple of years ago, you might have said he could have got an England team, but so many players have passed him by. I'm not being disrespectful, but there's probably 15 or 20 players now that would be ahead of him. He's probably 20th on the list, you know. And in actual fact, when you look at footballers and you see things like the amounts of money in the game now and how important it is to be with the top team, I think Dean would agree. You know, I heard this season that Sam had offered him a Ferrari for scoring 20 goals or something like that. Yeah. Well, at that rate, Robbie Fowler would be on a Learjet, wouldn't he? He'd be on scale. So that's how far Dean has slipped behind, because he's at a club like Wimbledon.
All right.
So Ferrari's so good.
Oh, boom, boom, Eric. And to prove the point, let's have a look at a bit of action here and see what you think. This is Robbie Fowler of Liverpool in action now. Some of the goals. Do you wish you could score goals like that?
I score goals like that all the time.
Oh no, you don't. No chance. Are you sure?
I score goals like that all the time. It's just, you know, it's difficult when, as Rodney said, you know, it's at Wimbledon, we're a side who we sell to survive every year, and we have sold a lot of players, good players, to the top clubs. I say if we'd have kept those, we'd have been up at the top with the big clubs. You know, it's
if
difficult.
I could jump in here, I agree with Dino there, because, you know, as I said earlier, being with a team like Wimbledon, he has really slipped so. Would you agree with that? Slipped so far down.
I'd agree with you to a certain extent. It's the only problem is, I mean, I'm still getting my quota of 1 in 2 every year. One goal in every 2 games, which by centre forward's strike rate is, you know, still very good, and I've done that throughout my career. So, but the only problem is, I say, if you're with the big clubs and you're getting in finals and you're going in further stages, there's more chance of you to get 36 or 37 goals a season.
All right, then let's get back to the questions we're talking about now. Is do you think you would have had more chance of playing for England if you were at a bigger team? I know we've covered that before.
Yeah, I think there's every advantage.
For example, clubs. Yeah. Any clubs you got on your kind of shopping list that you'd like to go to?
Well, I mean, say the big clubs in the English Premier League now, there's a top 8 and then there's a dividing line now where the top 8 really are challenging for the top honours and the rest really will. There's a middle group and then there's the ones who really need to survive every year, and Wimbledon, unfortunately, because of the financial structure, we do need to survive every year.
Dean's definitely starting to get monster angry now. Just watch the fights he's corner, especially when it comes to age and England's other leading centre forwards.
Wishes that they could be at one of those top clubs, because not only is the goals to be scored in the Premier League, obviously the international honours would be more available.
Seems to follow easily. Right, well, let's bring in Eric Hall at the moment. Eric's a big soccer agent over here. Do you think Dean would stand a better chance if he was away from Wimbledon? And of course, if you were his agent. I don't know if you are. You're not his agent.
Well, we're agent-ish. We've been involved on and off, me and Dean, for what? How many years?
4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5 years. And it seems like yesterday. We know what a terrible day yesterday was. But, no, I think, of course, what Dean is saying is right. He's got to get in England. I think also, I've got to be honest with you, it's a sort of American show, we're talking America, that Dean probably may have missed the boat now. I don't know, maybe may hate me saying this, you know, because he is, no,
I don't think I've missed the boat yet.
No, I mean, the kid's not a kid anymore, and he should have maybe moved on a couple of years ago.
No, I've got to jump in there. I think that's out of order. To be fair, how old are you now, Dean?
No, I'm saying he's not good enough to play for England. I'm just saying that by the time he moved from Wimbledon and things, it's a whole new shtick.
What about, we're hearing of, like, Hullet moving from...
Yeah, but he don't play for England.
No, but you're talking about, you're saying, we're talking about age.
Different abroad.
What I'm saying is it's unfair, though, because he's only 27, as he just said. If he could get a club next year, let's say...
No, but let's look at the FA rules. See, his contract done into his 28, 29-ish. So by the time he gets away from Wimbledon, officially, he's 29 already.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to be going in the summer, does it? Doesn't mean
no,
that I won't ever
I'm
leave
the official
Wimbledon
situation. If you're still there at the end of your contract, at 29-ish, legally, officially, I think he probably won't ever play for England.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put it this way. The phone calls come in. What club would you, as an agent or an advisor, think would be a good move? Put it that way.
Well, I think you've got to hate with standards. I think Dean's got to maybe go back to come forward again. Maybe go back to a Brentford type club. A smaller club. Not a smaller club and score lots of goals, then come back again.
Joking, aren't you? You're kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be your advice, surely.
No, but looking at the side of football.
You're looking at.
I'm looking at my showbiz angle. You look at go back to go forward.
You're looking at a 27-year-old player. If you look at, I think Dean will agree with this. If you look at last year, Ferdinand moved from Queen's Park Rangers.
29.
He's 29 years old. Didn't have a look in. Goes to Newcastle, and now he's in the England.
Teddy Sheringham's 30.
Yeah, that's different.
I think saying Brentford, that's an insult to the young.
No, I didn't mean that. I'm just saying something's got to go back to come forward. We're doing showbiz.
Well, I mean, this to bear in mind, as I say, this is going out live in America at the moment, and we're going to take a break very, very soon.
But Brentford's a very big club in England.
Sorry?
It's a very big club.
What's that, Brentford?
It's a nightclub. Nightclub.
Not very supported, but a very big club.
All right, listen. What we're going to do is going to take a quick break here. We may even take a few phone calls after the break, but we'll be back very, very soon with Dean Holdsworth and more from soccer scene back here in the UK.
And we're out. Thank you.
I'm going to have a quick wee.
Yeah.
We've got a minute.
Straight down the far end, fast.
I'm going to follow you.
At this point, I thought that Dino wasn't too happy with me telling him he was over the hill and he would never ever play for England and should go back to Brentford. But little did he know that neither Mick or I will be returning to the studio for the second half of the show. John is telling the floor manager that he wasn't talk to Dean over the talkback system.
Have a listen.
I've got it.
We'll have to sit you in. Sorry, you can. Just have to sit you in for a moment, just so you can have a listen to what's going on in the. They want to have a chat to you.
Okay.
Richard.
I don't want to apologise, do they?
Somewhere. Okay. Okay. Quickly now. Okay, you can talk to Dean.
Dean, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
This is the director. I only ask because Mick's got a problem with earwax and it tends to clog up the earpiece a bit. We can't find Mick.
Yeah.
I'm going to count down from 10.
Yeah.
I just want you to read Mick's cue from the auto cue.
Okay.
We're going straight into a segment of action footage.
Okay.
So I'm going to count down now. 10,
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dean, you're on air.
Welcome back to the second half of the show. The last international tournament that was hosted in England was the Umbro Cup, with England's opponents being Sweden, Brazil and Japan. Let's refresh ourselves to what happened then.
Will someone go and find Mick? Claire, go and find Mick, will you? This is out of order. Mick's not back. Dean, sorry, Mick's not back yet. Cheers, mate. Your cue's coming up.
Okay.
As soon as the action finishes.
No worries. I'll have mixed feed, tell him. Rodney.
Dean seems monster confident now, but how will he react when he overhears John telling the cameraman there's something on his nose that shouldn't be there?
Right, camera 1, close up, Dean. Camera 2, can we have a 2-shot, please?
Back on you, Dean. Q.
Camera 1, can you pull back? There's something green hanging out of Dean's nose.
Go on, Dean, have a look, you schmuck.
Midfield, and Sheringham is certainly going to play up front. I think he'll probably end up playing 4-4-2.
Well, thanks, Rodney. We're going back now to...
Dino has had it pretty easy-ish so far, but let's step up the pressure and give him some strange-sounding names to read off his order queue.
But first, we're going to have a look at some of the little-known Eastern Bloc players who will undoubtedly become some of the stars at the end of the tournament. Bolakov of Bulgaria, Yuri Nikifukov of Russia, and Davrakov of Croatia.
Now, we should have said Bolakov, Yuri Nikifukov, and Davrakov Suka.
Bloody hell, where'd you go with this idiot? Can't he read?
I saw Croatia play...
Dean, you're going to have to say something. Come on, mate, you're dying of f***ing death out there, mate. For f***ing sake, someone get Mick Holdsworth is f***ing dying of death here.
I saw Croatia...
sorry, Rodney.
That's all right. I saw Croatia play last year in the...
Rodney knows that Dino's starting to struggle, and Dino realises that this presented line ain't that easy after all.
Obviously, we didn't have the finishing touches, so I do feel from a...
So he helps John to wind it up even more by asking a very leading question.
If you'd have been there, do you think you'd have taken those chances with Fowler hit last night?
Yeah, obviously, I don't just want to pinpoint Fowler. I think McManaman had the better chance. And Platt also had another good chance from the area. Right. But I do feel that, you know, another day we would have scored 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, but you'd have put them away, you think?
Yeah, I think I might have. I would have done.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Dean can hear everything that John, the director, is saying through his earpiece.
Keep going, keep going.
Well,
This guy reckons he can play for England.
96 is coming up.
Dean's got a reputation for being fussy about his hair. Look how quickly Dean reacts when John suggests that it looks less than perfect.
It's a good idea.
Dean, we've got an over-the-shoulder shot of you. Can you brush the back of your hair down, mate?
Maybe Old Trafford will be, but certainly Wembley.
What's going on?
I only hope that England can get to the Final Four so we can see them play at Wembley. I'm really looking forward to that.
Jesus, say something, Dean. You're dying, mate. Say something about it being 30 years since England won the World Cup.
Dean Bubbler, you're struggling. You're monster struggling. Stick to football.
I'm going to ask you now about Brentford and...
You know, has
what
this
he
guy
said
got a
about,
brain?
you know,
Isn't he listening to what the f***ing director's saying?
Well, obviously, it's the 30th anniversary of the World Cup.
I think Dean's really fallen for this one. Hook, line and sinker. Now, there's another break coming up. How will Dean react to what's just happened to him?
Now,
I'm going to count you down from 1 to 15. I take it you can count from 1 to 15, Dean.
Just wait till I find out who said that.
Give me a shot of Eric. Give me a shot of Eric as soon as
What's all that about?
That is a
who the fuck in my ear?
disaster.
What's all that about there?
You're doing fine.
What?
Fuck.
What do you mean?
Fuck the fee. Tell him fuck the fee.
What? What's the matter? What?
See you later.
Dean,
What's up?
He's a fucking... Who's a geezer?
Who?
you're doing all right.
Joking, I'm fucking knocking him out.
Don't take any notice. You were doing.
No,
I'm
I'm going home.
you were doing great. We've got it.
Who was?
The geezer in my ear then.
What, from America?
Listen, look, fuck the fee. I don't need 150 quid.
Dean, I'm your agent. Trust me, you do. Now comes the hard part. I've got to try and get Dean back into the studio. Mick and I have just come back from the loo as far as he's concerned. I said, Dean, where are you going? He said, I've got to go home. I said, no, come back. Why? I said, well, Dean, the show must go on.
What's the red light goes on? The door. Door's name locked. The click locks.
My heart ain't stopped beating yet. I'm going 200 miles an hour here.
So what have they done? Nothing's has been going on. Nothing's gone on though.
No, we did a bit about the Umbro Cup, and then we.
It didn't work with Dean. He kept going. Thanks.
Right, I'm back.
Well, most of it's on what's that? Did you do something? Because most of it's on the old auto cue.
I was out of order, mate. You've been mobstered, Dean.
Yeah, I know, I'll be wind up.
You've been mobstered.
That'll be wind up. Is that you? I was nearly not going to knock you out. Believe me.
Sorry, mate. Well played.
I knew it had to be a wind up. He was the best.